The U.S. has three goals in Syria. First is the enduring defeat of ISIS. We're well on the way to seeing that happen. The problem is ISIS will come back if the underlying conditions are receptive to that kind of ideological movement, and that requires us to deal with the other two. Not only to keep ISIS from coming back, but because, again, in the world of great power and regional competition, they're very important. First is the 2254 UN process, which I'll get into in considerably more detail, on a changed regime in Damascus that doesn't drive half its population away after killing roughly 3% of the population, killing and maiming over 3% of the population, and hasn't opened the door to all of these other horrors, plus a major escalation of Russian military involvement in the Middle East, which is not, does not portend for more stability in that region. So we want to see a regime that is fundamentally different. It's not regime change. We're not trying to get rid of Assad. We just want to see a regime, again, that does not produce the kind of horrors that we have seen. Finally, we think that Iran has to get out of there. When we say Iran, we're talking about Iranian ground troops. Iran will have diplomatic influence in Syria. It has had it for many decades. It will have more now because of the relative change in power of the Assad regime versus Iran. But Iranian troops, and particularly Iranian long-range power projection capabilities, missiles, rockets, air defense systems to protect them. They're a threat right now to Israel, which is why Israel conducts strikes against them. But they're potentially a threat to us, to our allies and partners such as Jordan and Turkey. So that's the policy.